Willie here. Welcome to Northwest Outdoors. We are at Lone Lake today, and I'm going to do a fly tying segment for a fly that works really well at this lake. Weather's kind of iffy, so I'm going to get fishing right away, and then I'll be back with instructions on how to tie this fly. Okay, wow, this fish is not even 5 minutes apart. Whoa! There we go. Now, oh yeah! Woohoo! Yeah! Boy, this is a little head shaker. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. Oh my goodness, yeah. Okay, I gotta get my net again. Reach around me. Get him in the net. Whoa! Not quite. Oh, now I'm in trouble. Come on, guy. I went to the Larry Moe and Curly Joe School of Landing Fish. Getting him up here. Here we go. They're just like all about the same size and the same temperament. They're just beautiful little rainbows. The water temp right now is 46.5 degrees. Let's get him in the water. There he goes. 46.5 degrees, and these fish seem to be, it's really loving the temperature. The weather today was supposed to be really nasty. I actually texted Alex and said maybe we should think twice about this, and then I texted him 5 minutes later and said, no, we're gonna go fishing today, and you know, it just worked out. Yeah, my problem is that I got a fish on here. Okay. And again, on this brown fly that I'm gonna show you how to tie here in a little bit. Oh, this new rod I've got from Confluence in Bellingham. I mean, this is a nice rod. Oh, look at that fish. Whoa, there we go. Whoa! That's what we like. A little zing of the reel and a little air. And we get my net. Okay. Let's see if we can get this in. Not a huge fish, but boy, I'll tell you. There it is. Okay. Let me get this guy so we can see him. Now that's a beautiful Lone Lake trout. Okay, we'll get this guy back in the water. Yeah. All right. This fly is just an awesome fly. I came up with it, I guess it was about a week or so ago, and I came out here and I caught 9 fish within 2 hours. So, and then also I used it yesterday at Pass Lake. Same thing. You know, Pass Lake, you're lucky to get out of there with 3 or 4 fish. I caught my 3 fish, had several other bumps. Great working fly. Willie here. I'm going to call this fly Willie's Woolly Leech. Simple fly to tie. We start with 2 dubbing brushes, 1 brown, 1 black. Dubbing brushes are really interesting. I discovered them 2 or 3 years ago and never really used them. Got interested in them, and I was wanting to know how to tie them. Went on YouTube, watched a couple videos, went down to the Home and the Depot, picked me up a piece of 1/2 inch by 3 inch oak, came home, made a couple cuts, put a hook in here, which is stationary, a hook in this side, which turns. I had some bearings laying around, so I put a bearing in here. You don't need to, just drill a hole and have a couple screws so your hook doesn't move back and forth this way. And then you do it in such a way to where this moves. I call this the table. And then I put a peg here to put my spool on. So let's get started. I got to turn it around because I'm used to using it this way. First thing I do is I get my wire, and I like to use small wire. I've used medium wire before, and it makes it a little bit stiff. So I'm going to go ahead and put it in this hook, put a couple wraps on it, keep it snug, trim that off with my dull scissors, which I use for trimming wire. And I get my dubbing wax, put a little dubbing wax on. Then I'm going to put it in this wire. I put the wire in this hook. And then, as you can see, I left this hook out a little bit. And I did that so I could wrap the wire around it to keep it taut. And then the peg right there, lift my table up. We're ready to go. I dropped my scissors just a second. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take some brown craft fur, and I'm going to take and cut a clump. You can see what I'm doing here. I had to tilt the table a bit so you can get a good view of what I'm doing. I'm just laying it out. I'm trying not to clump it at all. And it doesn't have to be real thick. You need to just sparsely lay this out here. Okay, so we get it to the end here. Now I pre-cut some of this Steve Ferrar's Flash Blend, and this is a really cool material. I'm using shrimp is the color, and it's been very difficult to find. I finally found it through Cabela's, and they had a limited stock. So if you do find it and they have multiple packages, certainly buy more than one. It's really a great color. And I'll stack this again sparsely right on top the brown, and what this does, it gives the body some flash and kind of takes and gives it a little variation so it's not completely brown. And I'll go back with the brown again and just lay a layer of brown on top. So we have actually 3 layers. Now I go back, get my wire, and when I bring this back across, first get the dubbing wax and wax this side as well. Just helps keep everything stay together for when you twist it. And I like to make sure that when I lay this back across, I lay it back as close as I can in line with the first wire. Bring this around. Whoopsie. Okay. So let me turn this back around this way so you can see what we have. I'm going to lower the table now. And as you see, very similar to what you have when you do a dubbing loop. So now I'm going to twist it, making sure that everything twists like it should. Sometimes these longer fibers get hung up here and they don't want to twist it first, but get them twisting. Okay. Now, how far you twist it is up to you. If you think it looks good, you can take it off. I saw a video where a guy just twisted it until it broke. And I kind of like that method because you know it's tight enough then. Okay, take it off this end. Let me turn this back around here. So now we have our brush. The next thing I do is I just take, I have this little dubbing brush here. So I'll just comb this out a little bit, and that way what it does is it takes any bristles that are wrapped up in the wire by the ends and combs them out. Whoopsie. And just gives you a nice looking brush. So now that we have the brown for the body, I need to tie the black brush for the head. And instead of going through the whole process of tying the brush, I'm just going to tell you how I layer it. I start with black craft fur, put a sparse layer down. My next layer is claret dubbing. Then from there, I go and I use this holographic red Flashaboo. And first I cut a bunch. I take it and bunch it like this. I cut it at about a 1/2 inch length. And then I take one strand and lay it out every 1/2 inch. And then my final layer is, again, with the black craft fur. And then I spin that up, and I'm ready to tie the fly. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just show another fishing clip and get set up to tie the fly. I'll be right back. Just come back for me again. Didn't take me though. There he is.
Oh yeah.
Okay. That was pretty good, Alex.
Yeah.
Ugh.
3 strikes and he's out.
Oh. Okay, don't want to lose this one. I farmed 2 here recently. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Look at that, look at that! Woohoo! Oh, this is a feisty one.
Yeah.
That fly. Oh! Oh, yeah! Woohoo! Well, we were catching all our fish in like 10 to 12 foot, and we moved out to 14, 16 feet. And my goodness, these fish seem to be stronger. See, I can't even talk. This looks like a big fish.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's on that brown fly.
What aren't they on the brown fly?
What's that?
What aren't they on the brown fly?
Oh. God, this is a strong fish. Oh, it's coming in, coming in. Oh my goodness, I've been dragging my net around. Okay. Okay, let's get him in the box. coming in. All right. Well, I tell you, it's kind of difficult to work around the camcorder, land the fish. But we got him. This one, I'll tell you, looks a little bit better. Oh yeah, boy, this is a better fish.
Yeah, that looks like the Loch Ness Monster.
Okay, nice rosy cheeks. Look at that guy. Oh, another nice fish. Boy, I tell you, this lake is something. If you have an opportunity to fish here, there he goes. Man, and then fishing this fiberglass, you know, it's kind of retro. First rod I ever had was a fiberglass rod, and I loved it until I ran over with my truck. But that's a story for another time. Welcome back. Finally, we're going to get around to tying this fly. I start with a number 8 nymph hook, 3X, a small silver bead. I've already taken the liberty to wrap my thread around. And the first thing we're going to tie in flat diamond braid in root beer. What I do is, let me get my thread down just a little bit farther, is I like to stick this out maybe about 1/4 inch above the bead, tie it in, and then pull it back over, then cinch it in. This way we get a real good tie on it. It's not going to come out. And then cut it even. Then I'll take and I'll split this fibers up. Okay, that's good. That's looking good. Next, I'll take a piece of marabou brown, and what I like to do is I like to take and cut this very center out here. So I'm gonna do that right now. Cut that out. Yeah, didn't quite get it. Okay, there, I got it. Groom it down. Lay it just a taste farther than the braid. Cinch it in here. Now, I'm going to take and wrap this around the hook, holding the feather with the thread. This builds our body a bit, and also with wrapping it with the thread, it does a minor cinch to it, and then it makes it real easy for tying it in the rest of the way. Now I'm going to wrap my thread back, and I'm going to take my body brush, and I always like to tie in the side that was broken from when we tied it up. I call it the open end. So I'm going to take the open end, tie it in the back here, and tie it in really well. Bring my thread forward. And as I bring this around, I'm going to pull the fibers back towards the bend of the hook. And I'm probably going to use 6 or 7 wraps. Till I get to just about, I like to leave maybe 1/4 inch or so, or 1/8 of an inch, no, about 1/4 inch I guess. And put a couple wraps around there. Cut that. Fold it back, and then I'm gonna make sure it's in there good. And then I'm gonna get my brush again, and I'm gonna take and I'm gonna just comb all this out so it has a nice bushy look to it. Okay. Now, get the black, get the open end, and tie it in. Let me fold some of this back. Tie it in really well. And I'm going to do the same thing, and this time we're going to put about 3 to 4 wraps around, folding the fibers back towards the back. Oh, this is looking good. This is just a beautiful fly, if nothing else. However, it does work. Okay, now we're gonna cut that, fold everything back, and then get it cinched in really well. Tie it off. I'm a half hitch guy. My flies don't come apart, and I find it very easy to do. Let's trim that. We're going to take and brush out the black now. Now what I want to do is I want to kind of trim that black off a little shorter. And there we go. This is just a beautiful fly. It really works well. It's easy tie. And it catches fish.
It's like reading this cooking kind of. Whoa.
That was deadly. Boy, that caught me off guard.
Yeah,
and you know what? I didn't set it good. Boy.
Oh, it came off?
Yeah. Let me check my flies and make sure I didn't lose it.
Almost seems like
No, he might still be there. That's weird. It's just acting funny. Oh, I'll be damned.
Look at that.
He's still there. All right, that's funny. All right. Now he's waking up. I thought for sure he was gone. Yeah, he was. Okay, let me get my net here. These are just proud little fish. Oh, we got a double.
Here we are.
It's a bona fide double. Woohoo!
That's what I'm talking about. Oh, it came off.
Oh, you slacker. Well, I remember I thought this one came off. This one just doesn't want to give up. Oh.
Man, that was a good bump.
Okay, we're in the bucket. I guess about the same. These are beautiful little trout and they're strong. It was an awesome day of fishing. Lone Lake is located in Langley on Whidbey Island. So if you're Washingtonian, make your way here. Bring your number 6 full sink lines, and I guarantee you'll have a great time. So, till the next time, good fishing to you.